Okay, we're in the 2020 M2 Comp. I'm definitely not an expert at BMWs. I don't really know too much. My brother is a big BMW guy. He rolls with a crew called the M Boys. Shout out to the M Boys. So I came here to get gas, but there's no gas here. I don't know what's going on here. So I'm going to take it through to a different gas station that's at the end of our test route. Though yeah, like I said, don't know too much about this car other than it is a beast. Take it. Oh, it's quite a lot of power. So first impressions are, it's very comfortable. If you're coming from a sports car or any sort of stiffer car background, this is a very comfortable car relative to anything else. I mean, at the same time, it's not really, doesn't really feel like a luxury car. Of all the German luxury car brands, this is going to be the most sporty. I mean, Audi, Mercedes, they don't make anything. They don't make anything like this in manual, at least. So if you want a more upscale car and you want this is the obvious sporty answer. Despite it being a coupe, it's got pretty good practicality. I mean, it's a decent sized car. It's not small. I'm gonna give this guy a little bit of space. So I'll do a little U-turn because I'm probably going to catch up to him fairly quickly with this car. The back seat is usable, although obviously your passenger has to be willing to climb in the back from the front seats. Reverse is kind of a pain to get into, so let's see if I can make this. Okay, I did. Now, personally, I'm not a big fan of these BMW steering wheels. They're just so massive. But this one, it's got like an Alcantara feel to it. It's got a little bit of carbon fiber. All the drive mode buttons are here, so we're going to put it straight away into M2 mode. The gear shifter feels nice. Got a nice boot. Nice carbon fiber here. The seats are fantastic. They feel really good. The layout is simple and great, pretty good. I think it's just the kind of the perfect amount of stuff for a driver's car. It feels upscale, but it's not wrapped in over the top luxury items. I mean, it's just you get in this car because of the drive and for no other real reason. All right, I should have enough space, so let's get this started. Although I'm gonna want to turn the AC off if I can figure out how. There we go. All right, let's go. So immediately you notice there is a ton of okay. So he's letting me know there's a cop coming up, or he's just telling me to slow down. Could be either of the two. Either way, that's not ideal. So we'll take it a little slow in the beginning and then we'll speed up as things go by, just in case there's a cop. Love the little, you get the right amount of squirrely feel from the back. When you really put your foot down, you feel the back wiggle a bit, which is always the fun part of driving rear wheel drive. This has an aftermarket exhaust system. It's got pops and burbles. I don't know if the stock car has that, but that's always a fun feature. Especially when you're paying this much for a car, you want it to sound good. Otherwise, the exhaust is not the best. I know that even in stock form, people don't really love the exhaust in this car. But it's decently, at least this aftermarket one is decently loud, and it makes those bangs and pops. So that's kind of nice always. guess no family crossing. Pedals are pretty good for heel-toe downshifting. It's not hard to rev match. This car does come with an automatic rev match feature, although my brother has tuned it out, so now there is no rev matching, which is fine by me. That's a more fun way to drive anyways, when you're doing your own rev matching. Steering feels pretty direct. It is a bit vague, or to use the cliche words, it's vague. You don't really feel what's happening, but it does exactly what you need it to do. Like I said, it's too big. It's just too girthy, this giant steering wheel. But it feels really good. The touch points are nice. The perforations are nice. Out a little bit, but it feels really controllable. I haven't been I haven't been in this car before, but it doesn't feel too difficult to just hop in and drive quickly. The clutch release point is pretty high. That's the only thing. It's taking a little bit of adjustment for me, but definitely not difficult. Would get used to that pretty quick. Those pops and bangs never get old. I hope this mic is picking that up. Despite being turbocharged, there's very little lag. The power is pretty linear. You don't get too much of a surge in power, at least in the RPMs that I'm driving it at. Despite this being the smallest of the M cars, it is still decently heavy. It's about 3,600 pounds. But with all this power, it doesn't feel heavy. It feels light, it feels nimble, it feels agile. Sound is with the windows down a bit. Is with the windows down a bit. Oh, that's it's got a nice snarly growl to it. That's a lot of fun. Oh. I hit the wiper on accident there. Man. doesn't sound terrible. It's got a nice ring to it. Maybe not as good as other cars in this price range, but it doesn't sound horrible. No, nice Civic SI. There is a lot of wind noise with these aerodynamic side mirrors here, but that's only if you care about wind noise. Like I said, this is not the most luxurious car compared to its competitors, but it is the best driving car. I mean, it's a really compelling package to get a two-door coupe that looks this good, that drives this well, that has a manual transmission. I mean, BMW is the ultimate driving machine, right? But historically, that may have been more true than it is now. But the M2 Comp is regarded as the best driving BMW today, being sold today. And I think, I mean, this car, it has plenty of power for its size. I don't think it would get old. It doesn't have you know, too much turbo lag. It doesn't feel too turbo-y in kind of a negative way. But the power does come on early, and you feel the power all the way. I mean, it has a pretty high red line for a turbocharged car. I mean, it looks like to about 7,000 RPMs, and I was staying more in the 3,000 to 5,000 RPM range on this drive. But when I did go above that, it felt plenty powerful. It didn't feel like it was running out of steam, which does happen in, I guess, turbo cars with a little less horsepower, the ones that I'm used to. But yeah, it's pretty good, and it's decently practical as well, despite not having 4 doors. You know, it has a usable back seat. It has a usable trunk. Its gas mileage is not horrible. It looks like my brother's been getting, on average, 19.5 miles per gallon, which is decent. It looks great from the outside. It looks sporty and handsome from the inside. It's got some premium feel to it, but it's not, like I said, it's not Audi or Mercedes. But overall, I mean, it's an awesome car. It drives really well, and I'm gonna be a little bit sad to see it go, but I know it's going to be replaced with something that's going to be a little more raw and a little more fun. Yeah, thanks for watching the first review of Drive with Dan, and